Oh man. What is up everybody? I don't know where to start. Holy jeez, the last what is it, 2.5 hours. So much, not even amount, but just the things that have the stress levels that I have been under the last 2.5 hours. Um it's not the most stressed I've been ever, but it's the type of stress that I've been under. But before I get into all that, here we are. This isn't PTRL, this isn't HNN, this isn't BFR. Who else? One, two, three. No, that's it. That's none of those. I am not commentating or racing for any of those. I am now commentator for Abraxas. I do hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. From what I can gather, this league is mostly across the ponders. I am the eastern part of the United States, specifically Virginia. Not that that really gives too much information away. I mean, I could be living in a forest for all you guys know, up in the Appalachians. But from what I can tell, they are mostly from the I want to say UK. I don't really know, but I hope Abraxas. I don't know. They talk a little funny over there. I'm just joking, guys. But I hope that's how you say it. But this is Abraxas racing series. And if it as unprofessional as it is, I don't really know too much about them. I've been at work all day. I honestly thought that they. Hey man, I'm talking. Keep it on track, all right? Don't be too distracting to what I'm talking about, all right? But yeah, I'll get to you in a second, D Mummy. I just need to get through this intro. Just to be a little professional amidst this little bit of unprofessionalism. Yeah, I came into this completely unprepared. I was almost late. Um, but yeah, so I thought they raced tomorrow. That was me just being confused about their calendar. So that's on me. So I thought I would have today to prep, look into their standings, make a slightly better graphics, this and that. And so, I do apologize for you guys. This is hopefully about as unprofessional as I ever am as a commentator for you guys, because I do plan on being around for a while. But yeah, so D Mummy, I was just having a quick conversation with him. He's really cool. I'm sorry if I get this wrong, D Mummy, but you know, the ADHD in my another spin out from the Wizard of Mo. Come on, let's let's keep it together, man. I know Barcelona is difficult, but it's not that difficult. I'm just joking with you, man. But yeah, so um, I don't even know where I was. Oh yeah, I was just having a quick conversation with D Mummy. I don't even know where I was going with that sentence, but I mean that sounds really cool. But yeah, oh, I hope I'm not getting it wrong. I think the ADHD in me, if I don't write it down, it's very unlikely I actually remember it. So I think you're from PTRL. I might be completely wrong though, but that sounds right. And so, awesome to see you from that league. I commentate for them. They actually pay me. Now, Abraxas, I'm not saying you need to pay me. I'm just saying if some money were somehow to end up in my pockets, in my Venmo, in my PayPal, immediately after commentating for you, I wouldn't complain. But no, you guys don't worry about it. I'm doing it for the love of the game. If ever I want to get out of the rat race that is working office jobs, corporate jobs, then, well, this is going to have to work out somehow. And so here we are. I am trying to do as much as I can with Twitch. Try to maybe incorporate some YouTube stuff in there at some point. But, working full-time job. And then, I guess now a side hustle, even though I'm not really actually making money off of it. But yeah, so um, I guess I don't know how people feel about my commentary style. I like to yap, and so I kind of try to dedicate the qualifying session to my yap. Depending on the day. Depending on the day. Some days I'm a little more focused. I'm a little more dialed into what it is actually going on. But you know what? This is a sprint qualifying. They have a sprint race. This is sprint qualifying. It is not irrelevant, but it is slightly less relevant than the actual race qualifying. Um, So it looks like I might actually be here for a little while. But hey, I'm all for it. I know what I signed up for, and so here I am, a man of my word. Uh, Speaking of which, the Wizard of Mo, come on, you're struggling. I'm going to have to ask you very kindly to get it together. Now, I do want to say, these Discord names are slightly different or very different to the EA names that we're seeing, and so, I am as unprepared as I possibly could have been. Um, so that the whole aura, not aura, but the whole vibe, the game turned ABI. Oh man, yeah, the game did this, the game did that. How about you? Don't lock up. Nah, it's okay, man. It's all good. I believe in you. If you're a controller, um, the one thing I did when I was first figuring out how to drive on control, I have a whole wheel now. I'm not a pleb, okay? But I don't know how viable it is for you. It might just be a me thing. I actually used I've always my whole life used pointer fingers on the triggers. Um, and I know that's a little limiting because then like, oh, you have to move up and up to the bumpers or whatever. But for this game specifically, I actually figured out that for me, I would like with my middle finger press up kind of on the trigger to like increase the friction of it because the springs, at least for my controller, I'm sorry for spamming the button, but it doesn't really create enough feedback. And so what I would do is like increase the friction with my middle finger, kind of pressing up into the trigger kind of towards me, and then that way it would like limit how much braking I could do. And so then I could go full brake and then kind of get that little bit of feel of slow braking out. I don't know if that helps you or not. I wouldn't really recommend trying to figure it out in qualifying. But you know what? It is sprint qualifying. Maybe this is the time. Take it almost as a free practice if this isn't what you're used to. But hey, DG8 in the chat, though, he is the fastest man currently. All right, hey, some more time. Let's go, Gavin. I think that is yet another PTRL driver. I'm not so sure, but I will say kudos to you guys from PTRL because consistently your league commentary VODs that I have up on my Twitch channel are the highest viewed, and I really appreciate that, guys. And since you guys are here, I want to, maybe for a little bit of attention, but a long time ago, essentially after my second stream of commentary, second stream ever, actually, believe it or not, maybe third, I had qualified for Twitch affiliate, but in the middle of filling those forms out, I got that weird feeling. There has to be some kind of catch. I looked it up. If I were to become a Twitch affiliate, I would be forced, mandated, required to have ads in some shape or form for my Twitch stream. It was the two options were for to keep it as minimal for you guys would be oh, we have somebody letting him through. Who is this going on a hot lap as we see yet another spin out? All right, it is D-I-T-A-A, D-Ida. No, D-Mummy. No, I'm getting to my point. I fucking hate ads. I said it. I don't know how these guys are about language. I read through the rules, but hey, I'm not racing. Do those rules really apply to me? You'll have to get back to me on that. But I really do not like ads. Yes! I fucking hate ads. I fucking hate them. So many times I've actually fully contemplated paying for, what is it called now? YouTube Premium? YouTube Red? I don't even know. If YouTube Red kind of puts a date on my age, hey, so be it. But so many times I have really genuinely considered paying for it just so I don't have to watch fucking ads because I like having YouTube up as background noise a lot of the time. And so it really takes you out of it. It doesn't become background noise once an ad starts playing. It just becomes straight up annoyance. And so I am a man of the people. I am making good enough. Whoa! YouTube Red, the adult version of YouTube? Whoa! Hey, I did not know that. All right? Whoa! Let's settle down. But, yeah. Honestly, I make more than enough for my job for me as it is currently. So I really don't want to. Oh man, but yeah, I don't want to do that. And what a lot of people said, I read through Reddit posts, I read through forums, I read through a million different things. A lot of people are saying that, truthfully, to get. Oh man, you guys in chat. um, I just, people talk about growth and having ads really can maybe stunt your growth, even though you might start making a little bit of money. I don't even know how much money it is. I don't care. I don't like ads. You don't like ads. I will not have ads until it maybe becomes like a genuine source of income. I don't know. I don't know. That's for the future. Right now, let's focus on the present as the sprint qualifying almost comes to an end. We have 2 minutes left. We have DG8 on pole. We have actually Burl in second on mediums. Not what is that? Only 3.3, 6 tenths off of pole position. Hey, that's pretty impressive. I don't know if that speaks well on Burl or speaks bad about DG8. I don't know, but as I was saying, he just got beaten only by what is that like, dude? I need to figure something out. I am so bad at mental math. Twice Burl outpaced by someone on softs. But still, regardless, the fact that he is so high up on the medium tires is very impressive to me. Um, es- uh, Especially on a track like Barcelona, you definitely want. Their race is 50%. It was 33 laps. I can't confirm that. Usually, I'm really bad at just that kind of thing. But yeah. Oh, this is a sprint. I don't know what that would equate to. I'm pretty sure if it's 50% for the race, it's 50% for the sprint. But yeah, no. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm impressed. I mean, you still see Supra in 6th, but to once have been in 2nd place with the medium tires, uh, you got to give it up to him. And, this being my first, essentially, I have only really even been in their Discord for 2 days, today and yesterday. And, trying to kind of look through their stuff. I just didn't have time to get like their standings and everything, so I can talk about that. I almost dropped my controller. Talk about that when the time comes. But yeah, again, it was completely on me. I just did not prepare enough. But here we are. At the very least, the only thing I am always prepared for is to yap, talk, and verbalize what are my inner thoughts. And you guys only get maybe 10% of what actually goes up in the Fridge brain. Gotta bounce, Mr. Fridge, but good work today. Keep grinding. I appreciate it, brother. I hope you keep grinding. You've been struggling a little bit, not to air out your business, but I believe in you. You believe in me. We all believe in each other. This is a community after all. Look, thank you so much for being here, even if it was for just a couple of seconds. Guys, what is with the spins? I'm gonna throw my pen. I have my pen in my hand to fidget with. I'm gonna throw it. What are we doing, guys? Did you see my crash last race? Quite possibly. There was a lot. There were a lot of incidents in that race. I think I probably did see it. It's just, I don't know. It's all a blur. Again, you got to blame the ADHD brain. I have no memory of it, truthfully. I have no words. I have no words. DG8 has set the fastest lap on medium tires. Is he just that much faster than everybody else? Is he him? I have no idea. Had no brakes and could not slow down for any turns. At Austria, you are hoping to survive when that's the case. But hey, um, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But we are now done with sprint qualifying. DG8 in the Mercedes, first place. And I do want to explain a little bit of the graphic. You might think, why is there... Sauber team? They're the worst. Why are they in the graphic? Well, let me pull up the standings currently because the Kick Sauber driver... Hold on. The Kick Sauber driver, ZLM, is leading the Drivers' Championship at the moment. And so, hey, you've got to pay a little bit of, respect. He has the edge on everybody at the moment, leading the World Drivers' Championship. So that is why there is a Haas driver on there. I would have made it look a little better, but I really thought I'd also have today to do it. So, um, Gavin saying somehow I didn't get any penalty points probably helped that I have no points. Maybe that's the positive of having no points, being last in the league. They have a little bit of mercy. They're a little more lenient when it comes to that. So, count your blessings. You don't want to be on the negatives. And then speaking of standings, so these actually are some of the closest standings for the World Drivers' Championship that I've ever seen in a league that I've commentated in, which doesn't speak much because, I'm very new to F1 in general to begin with, and then, commentating and all that. But ZLM in first with 27 points, third place in their first race at Bahrain, fourth in Singapore. Then we have Supra driving for Haas, 25 points. First place at Bahrain. He won at Bahrain, but then did not participate in Singapore or DNF'd. I guess it would specify if they DNF'd. I don't know. It says out. So whatever that means. And then we have third place, 25 points. Derek Gonzalez driving for Mercedes. That would be DG is my best guess. 25 points tied with Supra. Missing out on Bahrain, or, no points at Bahrain. First place at Singapore. Very interesting to see. Iceman driving for the Sauber, 20 points. Frosties, Dokta, Rasam, Slushy, I'm assuming is what that's supposed to be. Alex Hansen, Lulu, and then so on and so forth, going down the leaderboard. All, checking volume quick. Be right back. Hey, fair enough. Those are the standings, and then the constructors championship currently Mercedes in first with 39 points, followed closely. Only 7 points between them is Red Bull second place, Haas third, for 6 points behind, and then so on and so forth. Mercedes being the leaders for the constructors world championship, or the constructors championship, as we are underway at the Spain Grand Prix sprint race at Barcelona. I don't know words, man. I haven't eaten all day. I think I did have breakfast. We see a little bit of touching through the first turn. So far, nothing too crazy. Everybody, oh man, I might be in for a pretty fun commentary because we are seeing people utilizing the runoff areas quite well. I'm impressed. You don't see that very often. At least I haven't seen that very often. But so far, very clean racing. Maybe, you expect it through the first couple of turns, truthfully. The entire field bunching up so close together, trying to go at a race pace. It's hard to keep it perfectly clean the whole way. But we have DG8 holding on to first. As we see a move, I spoke too soon. Burl now for the Racing Bulls in first place with a very, very smooth overtake on DG8, who now falls to third as Lil Plays also moves up on him. We see a Sauber moving up, Williams moving up. We are seeing Oscar PA. He may have lost control because he has lost several positions in the span of a second as Burl sets the fastest lap. We will now have DRS. Spain, I am very interested. I guess this is a sprint qualifying. So these people starting out on soft tires, they cannot stop. There is no way they are going for a pit stop in this sprint race because they'll just lose out on too much time. And so what they will have to do is make these soft tires last 11 laps at Barcelona. Barcelona is punishing when it comes to tire degradation. Very, very punishing, very high on tire degradation. I would be very, very surprised to see them last at a consistent race pace the entire time on those soft tires. Most everybody starting on the mediums. That may limit them in their strategy for the race. I'm not too sure on the tire allocations based on sprint races. I very rarely do them. So you know what? That is something that I need to inform myself on, as the Sauber is now making up some positions with SOM Manu possibly losing control, losing a lot of time. We are seeing a very competitive field all the way from first to possibly 9th place being the edge there, where everybody is within DRS range. And this being a very long straight, it is juicy, very tasty when it comes to easy overtakes down a straight, as we see a little bit of side-to-side action into the first chicane. Very, very risky, but they pull it off. Nothing too crazy, nothing too obnoxious, no shenanigans through that first chicane. Coming in after the DRS zone, we see even more battling. This is intense. These top fielders are definitely experienced, very, very much in control of their cars. I love to see it. Very impressive, very clean racing. Man, some people would say you guys are being blessed by the sweet sounds of my voice commentating over your racecraft, but I think I'm being blessed with your racecraft. This is something that I get to watch, spectate, enjoy, and speak over. So you know what? Thank you guys for being such clean and exciting drivers to watch, because how am I, people want to see midfield. They want to see everybody else. But look, when the lead in a sprint race, much shorter, a lot more consequential in these early laps, following the top field is kind of important. As we see some people running off track, it is all okay, nothing too crazy. But yeah, I mean, I want to drop back and watch some other racers, but look, there is a lot of action up here. As you can see, 10 cars in the view coming down that straight. We see some locking up. We see a little bit of loss of control, but nobody colliding, and that is, I mean, hey, I can't say it enough. It's impressive. It is fun to watch. We see diving. We see weaving. We see left, right. We see outbraking. We see, we're seeing everything. We're seeing absolutely everything right now. This is so awesome to watch. DG8 now feeling a little bit of pressure. He has dropped back to P3 from what was pole position. And there's a DRS train is the simplest way to put it. There's a 4-car DRS train for the lead, essentially. And, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult. You essentially just have to look for an opening, and if not, you might have to force an opening, as Lil Plays tries to poke his nose through, not quite getting enough in, and so slowing himself down. Not much going on there. Man, these guys are very, very, very in control. They are very aware of their surroundings, very aware of their positioning and their I don't even know what I'm trying to say. As we see yet another move, but very well defended by Burl. How can I speak over this? This is like a piece of art. This is like a Beethoven symphony, as we now see. And nope, not an overtake. It was a defend. My apologies. I got excited over nothing. But this is like, this is just artwork, as we see. Ooh, just a little attempt, just a little scare on the Ferrari. I am here. Watch out for me. You slip up, I am in there like swimwear. But yeah, this is like a Beethoven symphony. This is like Amadeus Mozart in the studio whipping up this 20th historically, renowned symphony. This is, tubas in the background, building up the momentum, building up the aura, building up the deep guttural sounds, creating that atmosphere. And then you have your trumpets, your violins, creating that beautiful melody that is overtakes, that is defense. This is racing. I am just in awe. I am just in awe. I feel blessed to be in the presence of such fine racecraft. As we see a little bit of a lockup. Can he hold that position after losing out on a lot of speed through that chicane, going into the high speed, hard right turn, not hard right turn, but long winding right turn? No, but he has lost a little bit of control. He is feeling the pressure. Can he hang on? Lil Plays really putting in the work, but their battling is allowing DG8 to stay within them. And possibly, if they get too focused on fighting within themselves, Burl and Lil Plays, DG8 can see an open form, or a window open for him to take advantage of. It'll come down to patience, maybe a little bit of luck, and a lot of skill. It does appear that DG8 using a slightly more sharp oversteery car. Either that or he lost his rears for a quick second there. Me personally, I do like a little bit of a sharp car. Maybe it's a little bit into the meta of this game. I'll admit it, but it works, so it works. Wow. Now instead of 4, we are down to there is 4. There is Supra immediately, or not Supra, yes, immediately behind DG8. No mention of the Salvers actually, as Oscar and Savage have DNF. One for Salver, one for Williams. Unfortunate to see. They will now be sitting. Oh, my heart stopped. I didn't know they had ghosting. I did not know they had ghosting in this league. I thought we were about to see an absolute wreck. I'll tell it during the race qualifying, because oh man, I almost did not make it for this commentary, and not even like, oh, I would have been late. No, I almost would not been capable of even commentating for who knows how long, maybe forever. So just a little bit of a tease for maybe what my story time is later. But right now, I am focused on this sprint race. As we see, 4 cars battling it out for the lead in the sprint race. Now, it doesn't mean as much as the actual feature race, but you do, in a World Drivers' Championship so tight at the moment into the 3rd race of the season, you want to take as many points as you can get. You don't want to be going down the stretch of the season thinking, oh, man, if only I'd done this better. If only I hadn't done this, done that. I should have been faster. I, had an opportunity and I didn't take it. This is then. You want to have as much momentum going into the rest of the season. It eases your nerves. It relieves all of the pressure off of you. But at the same time, it's a balancing act. You don't want to relax too much. You want to be laser focused the entire season, which can be difficult, and that is what makes winning a World Drivers' Championship that much more impressive. As we see, we've been seeing it all. We've been seeing overtakes, we've been seeing defense, fakes. I don't even know. I don't know how much more terminology I can say, but I can start coming up with stuff, but I don't know. This is riveting. This is riveting. Oh man, I just have so much pent up at the moment. Man, I am just it might sound crazy, but I'm happy to be here to begin with. As Lil Play is going very wide on that slow turn, losing out a position to DG8. Not great. You really don't want to be doing that this late in the race. Maybe he's feeling a little bit of the tire wear. 7 laps on mediums at Spain. Not, I'm trying to remember. I've done a little bit of Spain. I want to say pretty decent wear at the moment would be maybe 20%. I might be wrong. It might be more, but still maybe just starting to feel the wearing of the tires, maybe slightly less grip as he is coming in very close to DG8, not making a move, being patient still. There are still 2.5 laps left to go in this race. And also, you don't want to get too overly aggressive. Why do I say anything? That was a full-on jinx. Now, I also don't know what their damage rate is. I can check between sessions, but he has definitely taken some front wing damage. It does appear to be minimal, but, I don't know truly what happened there. Maybe a little bit of a miscalculation on the braking zone. Maybe he thought he was a little farther away from the car in front. I don't know what it was. 3-second time penalty to Esamanu. Track limits, I think they do have strict if I remember correctly. But again, like I said, my memory is not very reliable for some things. But yeah, we are now on the penultimate lap with Burrow up ahead, almost a second ahead of DG8 even after the DRS zone. Maybe he has he's not out of battery. DG8 out of the session. Oh no. Has he been disconnected? Is his internet a potato? Does he not have good enough internet to be in a lobby? Come on, man. You can't be competing for wins and have doggy internet. I mean, go to Spectrum. Go to... I don't even know. What's a good internet provider these days? I don't know. But we will see Burrow now. He did get disconnected. Well, that is more than unfortunate. But hey, at the very least... it did not happen during the feature race. Sprint race, a little less, a little more inconsequential in comparison. But again, like I said, you want to get as many points as you can throughout the season wherever you can find them. So very unfortunate for DG8. Hopefully he can rejoin in time for the race qualifying and for the race itself. Going into the last lap, it does appear that Burrow, as long as he maintains a sufficient pace and keeps it under control, will be winning the sprint race, as he has over... almost 2 seconds of a gap between him and Supra, and then almost 2 seconds between Lil Plays and Supra, and then A. Hansen, and then Friskies, and so on and so forth. So maybe let us jump to the midfield now, as we do see a move between the Williams and the Red Bull. Rassam M. Feo overtaken Friskies. Friskies definitely, I know he will be struggling for traction on his 10-lap-old tires as he gets overtaken yet again, this time by Ace Ponage. Ace Ponage. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm going to gamble here. I'm going to guess that you are over 30. And why do I say that? I say that because Ponage is such an Xbox 360 term. You may even be over 40. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that's my guess. I just want to go out on a limb, put a little bit of a gamble out there. And so we will be seeing, as he heads through the last few turns, Burl leading the sprint race. And I don't know how many points he'll get. I think, what is it for a sprint race? 8? I don't know if that is exactly how many they give. But as he rounds the last 2 turns, we will see Burl 13912 3912 cross the finish line first, winning the sprint race at the Spanish Grand Prix. Second, we will see Supra. Third, Lil Plays. Fourth, A. Hansen. Fifth, Russum Mfeo. EST Ock. Sixth, Friskies. Ace Ponage. Yes, Ace Ponage being the last one to gain points, I would assume. I don't know. I may be wrong once again. I am unprepared, very unprofessional of me. I do apologize. And then the rest of the racers coming through. Now, I want to take these couple of minutes between this qualifying and the race to get something a little off my chest. I genuinely could have quite possibly died at precisely 5:30ish. So here's where it starts. I admin for one league, okay, and it's that league's first season in F1 because they are coming over from ACC. They, not to say they aren't good at F1, but this is their first time as a pretty big ACC community branching out into F1, and so I feel pretty happy, pretty blessed to be a part of that, of growing something that can mean so much to so many people. And so, it's been a lot of meetings of trying to figure things out. We did have our first race on Sunday, and now we're trying to figure out incident reports and all that. Yes, Burl will be receiving 8 points. And yeah, so we were setting up a very impromptu meeting for as soon as I got back from work. I was gonna have maybe an hour and a half, an hour to go over things super quick before I had to commentate for this race. I ended up having to stay 20 minutes to almost 30 minutes after work to finish something up because it needed to be done today. Happens very, very rarely at my job, and so that kind of sucked. But then we're like, okay, we can all join a call right now, and so I'm trying to join the Discord call on my phone. My AirPods, they're not working. Like, I can hear them, but the mic isn't going through, and I I am very good about not getting distracted on my phone while driving. I hardly ever even touch it. If anything, maybe for music to just skip a song super quickly or anything like that. But I just wasn't paying attention, and it was maybe like 45, 50. I don't know what the speedometer was. I wasn't looking, and um, there have only ever been 2 times where why are people retiring from the session? What are we doing? Are we all supposed to retire from the session? I need to go check their Discord. Is there something that I am not aware of? Are they rehosting to allow DG to come back in? What is going on? Yes, they are all retiring the session. Okay. Wait, what do I do? Do I just wait? I guess we'll find out. I have no idea. But I guess while they figure this out, yeah. So as soon it's restart, yeah. I don't know what I need to do. Okay, I just have to sit here and wait. Perfect. So yeah. As soon as I look up, all I see is maybe I can't even tell you. I have absolutely zero time to react. There's a car stopped in front of me. It's not a stop light. It's just like somebody was turning in front of them, and so they're stopped. And pure instinct kicks in. I mean, all in my mind is that's going on is this is F1. Someone is brake checking me. I need to avoid them as soon as possible. Does that sound corny? Oh, F1. I'm an F1 driver. Whatever. That's what it feels like to me, or that's what it felt like in that moment. And so immediately I just swerve over into the other lane, um, applying the brakes, but I know not to like slam them. Otherwise, I'm fucking gone. I'm spinning out. I am wrecking a million different cars. And thank the thank the God above, thank Jesus, thank Christ, thank Buddha, thank Muhammad. I don't know who to thank that there was nobody in my left lane. There was somebody in the left lane, but they were more than far enough away for me to quote unquote safely merge into that lane and avoid the car in front of me. I don't know how close that was, but it was. I was moments. I was moments. I was a fraction of a second away from absolutely. I don't know, from disaster is essentially what it is, and that has only ever happened once in my life before, and that was in high school. Did people not retire in time? Okay, now people are retiring. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, I was moments away from just absolute disaster, and it's really crazy to say because man, I don't know, it's just one of those things. You know, you're moments away. I don't want to say death. Maybe I could have survived, but moments away from death essentially. And you know, I am very happy to to still be to still be here. I can tell you it was a very quiet couple of 5 minutes between that and then pulling into a gas station to fill up my gas tank and then join that video call, or not the video call, the like Discord call to go over the meeting. And then it was as if nothing ever happened. You know, I was fine. Um, nobody was hurt. Nothing bad happened. I just, needed a new pair of pants, new pair of underwear, maybe a completely brand new seat in my car because God almighty was that terrifying. But hey, maybe my F1 grinding, I've only been into F1 from around, I think, like slightly before Thanksgiving or slightly after. I can't remember. I lasted about a week in controller before I found a really good deal on Marketplace for the wheel that I currently have. And so ever since then, it's just been grinding. Was it just like your crash at Imola on Sunday? I just got. Oh, dude, this is a real life story. And just because Dustin Credible is such an awesome guy, I will super quickly repeat it. I'll give the TLDR. I was moments away from death today, Dustin, and it was completely my fault. And it is so rare for me to be so distracted while driving. Usually, I am so very good about it because that's just I like if I had to pick my death, it would not be in a car crash. That's so ridiculous. And so essentially, I was trying to join, and I can tell you, Dustin, specifically because you know them. I was trying to join a Discord call with Hunter and Nate, the two other admins in BFR, to go over incident reports and all this other stuff. Just try to figure stuff out as soon as possible. And I had my AirPods in, and the microphone just wasn't working, and so I was like looking down on my phone for just way too long. And there was a car stopped in front of me because there was a car in front of them trying to turn, and it's like a 4 lane with I guess it's a 5 lane with like a middle lane for like dedicated turning. Uh, I don't know how to describe it better, but dude, it was purely instinct that took over. I don't know how much distance I had, but I was never stopping in time, and so it was like. Yeah, it was kind of like that at Imola, except my life was on the fucking line, and somebody else's life was on the line. That's what terrifies me more is like hurting somebody else. But yeah, I like brake as hard as I thought was reasonable to not lock up my wheels, because and then I swerve out into the other lane, and thank whatever deity you believe in that there was nobody in the left lane, because it sideswiping somebody would have been a lot worse, or a less worse than straight up rear-ending somebody at like 45, 50 miles an hour. But still, everything, the stars aligned. I have the reaction time to avoid that, and yeah, I was moments away from absolute catastrophe. So, just happy to be here at this point. Um, yeah, like I said earlier, it was a very quiet 5 minutes before I kind of got over it temporarily to join oh yes, these guys love me. Alex Hansen, this comms guy is goaded. This is in the Discord. Lulu, he sounds like a good NASCAR commentator. I don't give a shit about NASCAR. All right, get that away from here. I'm just kidding. It's equally valid. Thoughts on Burrow's defense and battle for P1? If you're Burrow, it was dog shit. If you're anyone but Burrow, it was still dog shit. I'm just joking, dude. That defense was very impressive because it wasn't just like it wasn't dirty defending. You see a lot of that. You see a lot of that in leagues, and maybe not dirty defending, but like aggressive defending. Yeah, Dustin, dude. Oh man, dude. I mean, I got over it pretty quickly, maybe for my own sanity, but like right now, sitting in the comfort of my chair, and I always say, I mention it every stream that it is a slightly uncomfortable chair because that it is. It feels just a little less uncomfortable today in this moment. So, hey, you guys are blessed because you are not missing out on Fridge. I am here. I will be commentating. There is no avoiding me. I am breaking through. This is hopefully the launch of what is a long period of F1 of Twitch streaming. I don't know. I don't know. However far this goes, I am putting my heart and soul into it. I am beating it into submission until there is no more. So, but yeah, Burrow, that was very awesome to watch. Because see, it's one thing to defend with pure pace. But whenever you have people behind you who can match your pace, and especially here at Spain with the long or the one very long DRS straight, it is difficult to defend and hold position over the course of multiple laps. I can say that, and it was impressive. You know, conserving your battery where you needed to while still maintaining pace. The racecraft in this league so far has been, aside from apparently some isolated incidents, Beethoven's Second Symphony. I don't even know which one that one is. Whether it be the whichever one it is that one. Super awesome to watch. And that was just a sprint race, guys. That was just a sprint race. Who is to imagine what is about to go on in the actual feature race? I think 33 laps at Spain. You know, maybe a little harder to overtake in the turns in comparison to other tracks, but still a difficult track to maintain a very consistent pace. I do wonder. I know that the meta, at least for there's rain. Ooh, we may need whatever was watching over me today, preventing me from crashing. It's gonna need to watch over these racers now. Rain in Spain. Rain in Spain. Take the pain away. Um, You are my bane. Ooh, this man is spitting. Keep me in my lane. Um, um, uh, what else rhymes? I don't know what else rhymes, but you heard those bars. Maybe instead of streaming, I should rap. I'm just kidding. I should not. But yeah, this is going to be very crazy. I do. I mean, I say this every single time. Okay, Dustin, don't do that. I know I said it's bars, but you don't have to say it's bars. Oh man, but um, I say this every single stream, it feels like, but I swear it would be so amazing if simply, spectators could get the weather report as well. I don't know if it's too wet for DRS. I guess we'll find out if DG8 is able to activate DRS through these zones, but it really doesn't look like it. It looks like it's pretty wet out there. No one, unless Frisky really feels frisky, is coming out on softs. Everybody's intermediates. It genuinely may just be too wet. It may actually be designated as no DRS for this qualifying session. And then I have no idea what the race is looking like. If maybe anyone that is, has... I got pulled by a second in Singapore because it rained. Check results. I'll take your word for it, man. I'll believe you. What motivation do you have for lying to me, the commentator? I have all the power here, so you know what? I'll take your word for it. I'll believe it. Rain at the start of... Okay, for the race? Interesting. Very interesting. See, strategy in... Yeah, okay, at the start of the race. Yep. So, strategy in itself is maybe simple, isolated for yourself. But then you have to consider everybody else in the field. What will they do? When will they pit? What's their pace on these tires in comparison to mine? Maybe you're not always literally thinking and considering all of those factors, but they are at the back of your mind. And so now that rain is being introduced, and not even for the entirety of the race, only for the start of, we may see a lot of different strategies going into the race. Is it wet enough to start on inters? Do I risk? And then don't even get me started. Setup for this qualifying. Parc Ferme isn't affecting this league. I'm pretty certain. And so what do? Do you adjust your setup to go full on? I am going to gain as much pace as I can in the rain, so I'm going increase downforce. I am fully committing to the rain pace. Or then the polar opposite. Screw the rain. If I don't think about it, if I pretend it's not there, it won't affect me. And then, not changing the setup at all, taking the chance on, maybe they'll lose out time during the wet parts of their qualifying and part of the race, and then make up for it in the drier parts. That's the two polar opposites. And then wherever in that range you fall, this is so much more cerebral, so much more intellectual based. This is playing chess while going I'm blanking, like 200 miles an hour. What is it? Yeah, 320. There we go. 320 kilometers an hour. I should know that. I have my telemetry in kph. I should know that. But yeah, I mean, as we've already seen, Mickey Tony first across the line, 126.2. We then have six shy with a 123, 3 seconds faster. Maybe a better benchmark for what this pace in the rain should be. I am very excited to see what DG8 does, considering he said, and I believe him, sure, why not, that he got pulled by a second in the wet conditions at Singapore, a very punishing track at Singapore. I am very interested to see how he does, as he is on his hot lap. Okay, so we can watch him. Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you, man. I've never raced at Spain in rain conditions, and it's already hard. It's already challenging in the dry. Managing your brakes, especially on this turn that he just did. Yes, managing your brakes in this one. I don't know. The whole track demands a lot of focus throughout, and so it'll be very interesting to see how everybody manages that. I don't know how I could. I suck in the rain. I'll admit it. I very much suck in the rain. And, I understand kind of how you're supposed to do it, as he is 1 second faster than his teammate currently as it stands. Very nice lap, well put together. Who else may be on a hot lap? We have Aotsi. Is this like Aotsi? On his hot lap through Sector 2. I guess it won't tell me since this is his first, and I'd have to pull up the race director to look at split times. But what kind of a time will we see from Aotsi in the Ferrari? Oh my god. Frisky. Oh, this might just be a bug. He is on inters. Okay. But yeah, everybody on inters. It is definitely very wet. Maybe Aotsi could have used a little more battery during his hot lap, but as it is, he will finish with a 123.1. Still almost a second between DG8 and the rest of the field, or at the very least a second between DG8 and the rest of the field. Very, very impressive. I need to find a different word other than impressive. Very cool. That is very cool. Very, very cool of DG8. And then while I've been glancing over at my audio levels to see where the gaming volume's at. I may lower it. I don't know. It's hard to tell because my voice fluctuates a lot. I speak with emotion. I speak a little calm, or I tone it down. I bring it back up with emotion. So it's it's very hard for me to really know where to put the game audio in comparison to my own volume. And so I may turn it down just to be on the safe side. We do see a lot of cars kind of close together with EST and I think Lil Plays. No, EST and Aotsi kind of close together. Is Aotsi trying to stay within Slipstream to get a little bit of a bonus in speed going down these straights? It very much looks like it, as well as EST is behind an Aston Martin. Who is Wizard? No, not Wizard of Mo. It is Nova. Okay. We will be seeing what is 6 cars beginning hot laps right now, it looks like. But yeah, so let me very quick as he is starting his race. It's gonna tab it out. I hate that, but let me just turn down the game volume just a little bit in my audio mixer. So that should be slightly better. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, so we see EST beginning his hot lap, hoping to improve on what is his 124.9 lap time that he set earlier. We see Supra go faster than DG8 by a second. DG8, how will you respond? You're in the pits. What do you do? What do you do? Can you improve? Do you believe you have? Yes, he believes. He believes he can improve on a 122.4 as Frisky's is now within 4/10 of DG8. The rest of the field, you know, hanging around the 124, 123 range. Not really getting close to that 122 or even the 121 pace shown by the first and second place, or yeah, position place in qualifying leaders. Um, Man, at some point, I need to eat. I have not eaten since 8 in the morning. I ate a McDonald's bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit and a strawberry cream pie. Let me tell you what, strawberry cream pies are goated. They are super delicious. Um, Man, they're just so good. I may just take these couple 10 minutes of qualifying. Maybe I should have done this during sprint qualifying, but I need to eat, man. I am starving. I understand. I know. Don't yell at me. It is unprofessional. But hey, it is what it is. I will leave you with what is the quiet, not quiet. I'll raise the volume of the game, but the soothing sounds. Call this F1 ASMR, if you will. You will not hear me munching. I promise you that. I know that it can be and is kind of disgusting. So I have to eat, man. I'm starving. The food is right in front of me. So, you know, I'll take these 8 minutes, hopefully, to get a little bit of food into my stomach so I don't pass out or anything. So, again, I'm sorry to you guys from Abraxas. Completely my fault for a little bit of this unpreparedness and you know, lack of professionalism. It will be better moving forward. I do promise. So, you know, forgive me, but I need to eat. There's no stopping it. Um, as we see two Red Bulls, second and third. Okay, that's enough. I need to eat. So, enjoy the soothing sounds of F1 racing. All right, I have returned. Man, that was some very good food. It was very delicious. Um, 113. Now, just to go over real quick, the rain stopped and allowed the track to dry enough for softs to be the fastest tires, and we see massive improvement. We see what, like 7, 8 seconds of improvement across the board almost. But at the end of the day, at the end of qualifying, oh, excuse me, man, I ate fast. And if you must know, I ate some Taco Bell. So we'll see how that goes later. But hey, we see DG8. He said he qualified first in Singapore in the rain. Well, you qualified partly in the rain, but in the dry, you putting in the fastest lap. DG8 with a 113.8 qualifying pole for the Spanish Grand Prix here at Barcelona. Let me just, they probably already have this taken care of where they can, they follow or they look at the results. But just as a secondary source, I guess, just in case. I also will do my duty and capture it as well on my stream. So yeah, that is the end of qualifying. Starts the day with McDonald's and ends it with Taco Bell. That's a recipe for disaster. DG8 3 out of 3 poles, win the race. That's all I'm saying. All you have to do now is win the race. But yes, I don't know what to tell you, Dustin. Starting the day off with McDonald's and then ending it with Taco Bell. Look, I have what I like to think is an iron stomach. A little, a little bloated a lot of the time. I will admit, most likely from my diet. But look, if I wasn't so lazy, maybe I can blame the ADHD. Maybe it is just true laziness. I would cook a lot more. I do like to cook. Let me tell you what. Some nice white sticky rice. I don't use a rice cooker. For those of you who do not know, nobody in this league probably knows. I am Mexican. I'm a Mexican American. We do not use rice cookers. I know Asian, not the stereotype, but like Asian culture does use rice cookers. At least in the U.S. I don't know about across the world, but in the U.S. I know that Asian families use rice cookers religiously. Mexicans do not. We in the pot make our rice, and let me tell you, white sticky rice that I make, oh my lord! Not to get too graphic for you guys, but it's very good. It's very delicious. And then some Cajun chicken, either thighs, breasts, wings, whatever you call it. To keep it simple for myself, as simple as it is, I could probably do some brines, do a little bit of marinating and such forth, but it already takes me effort to even garner the motivation to cook. And so, planning ahead, whoa, let's settle down. But when I do cook, it is very tasty. It is 100% healthier. I get that. But look, man, the laziness takes over sometimes. Can you blame me? Can you blame me? But hey, it is what it is. I make money for a reason, to pay for my lifestyle, and my lifestyle includes, at the moment, working, eating, and Formula One, commentating, racing, or just playing the game. There is no sleep allowed. I've been averaging maybe 5 hours of sleep, which is, it's not my first time. Through college, that's about what I averaged. I ordered pizza for dinner, so I'm not judging Lil, Dustin. Pizza is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite food, because I mean there are just so many different ways to go about it. And you know what? I know this is controversial, but again, it is very normal for someone of my background. I love Hawaiian pizza. I love pineapple and ham on pizza. It's not my favorite, but I do really like it. I understand that that is very controversial for a lot of people, but I will tell you that from what I've seen, Mexicans, I think the majority do really like Hawaiian pizza. And even add some jalapeno on there. Ooh, man, that is so good. Now, tell me what you think. I can only imagine. Same here for Dustin. Starts arguments. I know it does. I know exactly that it does. They say, "Ah, you're ruining the taste. How could you like pineapple? Do you like pineapple on its own? Yeah, okay. It's pretty good, right? Do you like ham? Not on its own, but like in sandwiches and stuff. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I like ham. Do you like pizza? Yeah, yeah, I like pizza. So what is the issue? The flavors complement each other. It's a triad of tastefulness, of mouth-watering taste. The pineapple, a little bit of that sweetness, not citrusy, but like the fruity sweetness. The ham, a little bit of that salty kind of grease, kind of like what pepperoni does for you, but it's not sharp. It's a gentle texture to it. And then your cheese, your regular pizza stuff, however that pizza tastes, how could you not like it? I mean, come on now. Bro, start talking about racing. Well, then get to racing. Tell whoever's internet is holding us up to go faster. Somebody is still using dial-up internet in the big 2.6. What is going on? If I am capable of yapping about pizza while waiting for the race to start, it is not my fault. Don't get mad at me. What am I doing? I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here patiently waiting for you guys to start racing. How about that? Instead of pointing fingers at me, how about you point fingers at whoever's internet is worse than a potato? Hey, just throwing that out there. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit of hostile. I almost died today. Leave me a little bit of leniency. But as I say that, we begin our formation lap. Hey, ho, ho, ho! Who is not holding their position? All right, all right. Yeah, settle back down. No, it's a Ferrari. Low place. Where are you going, my man? At the very least, okay, what are we doing? Here I was glazing the racecraft earlier, and this is what we're seeing. You know what? As long as they keep it clean during the race and it's fun to watch, you know what? You guys go crazy information lab. It is what it is. Whatever. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, man, look, now that we're racing, look, I'm talking about racing. DG8, how about you focus on, like, winning the race? Because if I look, let me pull up the standings on my phone. You know what? You poked the bear. Hold on here. Standings. I don't even see your name. Oh, Derek Gonzalez. Okay, I can't go on too much about it. You did win the one race you participated in. Whatever. This guy's hot stuff, I guess. Oh, look at him. He won a race. Can you do it again? Can you make it 2 for 2? I mean, you've done a good amount of that already by qualifying pole. But again, Spain, Barcelona, difficult track, very tire degradation heavy. He's taking the time to chat. Look at him. I'm getting under his skin. He wants to respond back. I can tell. Look at him. He's trying to stop to say something. I can tell. Get back to racing. Ooh. You know what? That's enough. I've gone on about you for long enough. You've gotten enough attention as it is. Yep. Everybody forming back. These guys just chilling, happy to lay back, take a quick little siesta. That is a Spanish word. Siesta. A nap. Before the race. Maybe that's their way of locking in. So let me pull up all this information real quick. Where is it? Detail. Tires. So we will be seeing the back of the pack starting on softs. Sounds about right, but this is a 50% race. So by starting on softs, you're almost forcing yourself into a two-stop strategy. I don't know. It's a tough call. You're at the back. You got to try to do something. And, I won't be able to see tires anymore, but the lights will start coming on, and soon enough, we will start racing towards turn 1. Will we see chaos? Heading into turn 1, shortly followed by turn 2, it is a starting chicane. So not only is it a singular slow turn, but it is we do see a little bit of movement at the back. Some people being run off track might be in the incident report using that, the runoff part of the track, the runoff ramp. There we go. Everybody, so far, keeping very tightly, nobody really slipping up too much. As we do see some movement in the middle of the pack. We see 6 6 shy, making some moves. Nova now up in 6th place. The front field kind of separating a little bit from each other, but this middle of the group really starting to kind of chase on each other, really pack it in tight. This could either be a recipe for disaster or a recipe for some overtaking. I, for one, am hoping for overtaking. Disaster, not so much. I got plenty of that on Monday in a different league that I commentate for. It was not great. Nobody really enjoys chaos like that, as we do see a Red Bull spinning out. That is A. Hansen. Very unfortunate. Losing out on a lot of time. At least, you know, he has taken the time to rejoin safely and not get ahead of himself, trying to save too much time and potentially causing a wreck. Top 3 staying in the order that they are in. No moves made so far. We do have 32 laps of racing to do. There is no need to rush things in the early part of the race. If anything, just kind of ride for a little bit. You know, dirty air is punishing, but at the same time, you don't want to get overzealous, overambitious at the start of the race, and quite possibly screw the rest of your race up. You know, make contact, spin out a little bit, spin somebody else out, you know, leading to points penalties, that kind of thing, you know. At least that's my philosophy. Start of the race, a little more conservative, just kind of hang in there. Nothing too crazy, only really go for the very open windows of opportunity, not really trying to force anything, you know. In a lot of sports, Nova now up ahead of 6 shy. He is now in 4th place, 2.5 seconds almost behind the top 3. Will we see AOT make a move down this DRS straight? Most likely. Will these 3? Probably not, considering why is he ghosting? Is this now AI driving for Supra? Interesting, but we do see plenty of moves through this DRS straight. Now it is then, you know, you keep it close enough going into this DRS zone, you get the position essentially, for the most part. But the difficult part then is holding pace through the rest of the track. You know, it's a lot of winding turns and a lot of, I wouldn't say very harsh braking zones, but you know, not easy braking zones. Very punishing if you don't get them right. And so it's easy to get that overtake. It's simple to get the overtake in the DRS zone on the pit straight, but you can't then just waste that gained position through the rest of the track. You still have a job to do in maintaining your position. DG8 continuing to lead. Now it is only DG8 and Low Plays in contention for the 1st place position, as Low Plays is within 3/10. EST now in 5th, making a move on Supra. We do see Nova now. Yeah, I mean in 3rd. We saw him in 3rd. I already called this out, but his strategy so far paying off very well. He has made plenty of moves. Where is it? Where are the moves? Is it not? Oh, it's here. Hold on. He has made up 5 positions. Supra steamed down. Oh no, that is actually unfortunate. That's not even unfortunate. That is brutal. His steam has gone down. So confirming that he is a PC player. That is very unfortunate. You hate to see it. He was up there challenging for a position, but we do see Lil Plays now ahead of DG8 going into the start of Sector 2. I'm sorry I missed that. I was too focused on something apparently. Oh, position changes. But we see Nova has made up 5 positions as well as the Wizard of Mo. Aston Martin's looking very strong and overtaking in a very efficient racecraft, as you can call it. EST, as I just say that, making a move on Rassam MFAO. Frisky's also now ahead of Supra. Seems to be the Supra AI. RIP. May he rest in pieces. Not literally. We do not want to see any wrecks out here as Supra continues to fall down the leaderboard. Lil Plays, after his overtake in the remaining 2 sectors, manages to grow his lead to now 8/10 almost through the straight. That is more than enough to defend the simple DRS overtake. And so now, once again, his job will be to, in this next 2 sectors of the track, make up time. Outrace essentially DG8, kind of with the vibes of the pre-DRS eras of racing. Pure racecraft, very little it's contentious. It's contentious. It's debatable. But, you know, a little more skill-based, I guess, especially on equal performance cars. Looking farther down the leaderboard as my eyes are drying up, 6 Shy in the hards, up in 4th place. That is actually very peak driving on the hard tires. He will be able to outlast the 3 cars ahead of him because he is on the hard tires. And so, you know, how much is this gaining him time for later on in the race? Well, for him to be in 4th place, I would say it is paying off very well. It is a gamble, and he is making it work. Very, very good to see. Looking farther down, nothing too crazy. If anything, Ace Ponage within 5/10 of ESTOC. But he will be heading down this DRS straight. How close can he get with the aid of DRS? Looking farther up, Lil Paisley may be making a move. No, he will not. So let me jump right back to Ace Ponage. He does not get ahead. He has, if anything, maybe lost out on a 10th of time. Nova now, very, very close to 6 Shy on the faster tire compound. He wants to make up as many positions as possible as soon as possible. These soft tires will not be lasting much longer. He will definitely start to feel a little bit of grip falling out as he does spin 6 Shy out. That, I'm sorry to have captured that, but that will be an incident most likely. Whether or not it's considered a racing incident, that is not up to me. That will be up to the stewards. We are now seeing a massive bunching up happening going into this second DRS zone. Not as long as the first, but still, you know, with enough of a good exit out of that turn into the zone, you can make up a lot of time, or if not, get a nice little dive bomb into the start of this winding corner. Or not this one, but the one prior. You know what I mean. They will be going through the last 2 turns and then into that long DRS straight. There are only so many times that I can say I have not turned down my game audio. I hope I have been speaking loud enough to kind of go over it. So let me just turn it back down to what were its original levels. Sorry, I wish. We do see 6 Shy. No. Rassam Mafeo making a move. He is now in 3rd place ahead of 6 Shy. Nova slipping down to 6th place. A lot of movement through that pit straight. That is exactly what I've been saying this entire time. It is very simple to make up time and to gain positions through that straight, but the hard part is being faster without the DRS through these several left to right to left to right to right to left to left to right turns. It is difficult. It is challenging, and you must be laser focused for, I mean, what is it? Like an hour of driving, something like that. It takes razor sharp focus. Let me tell you what. It is probably one of the only things that can force me to focus for so long. And you know, I very much struggle with maintaining focus on things. Will we see an outside move? No, we will not. I do believe that was Ace Ponage, maybe hinting at a move on Nova. We are seeing a caution flag that will not be turning into a safety car. It was an Aston Martin, most likely the Wizard of Mo. Unfortunate. DG8 back in first after the DRS straight. Those two continuing to fight it out almost on their own. Frisky's now garnering a 3-second time penalty for track limit infractions. Not what you want to see, especially in a field that is keeping it very much clean as far as penalties go. This DRS train that has formed, I don't know, will anything break it up? Will it be a lapse in judgment, a lapse in control, someone spins out, that kind of breaks up the pack? Or will it just be someone making a very, very calculated risk move to move up? Who knows? We will just have to wait and see. I'm trying to keep an eye on DG8 and Lil Play's intervals, but I guess I might as well switch over to them. They are so close together. They are really, really on each other. They are pushing each other to go faster, faster, faster. You, DG8, screaming back to Lil Plays, hey, you smell that? That is me in front of you. Lil Plays, angry, hey, old man, get out of my way. I'm trying to win a race. He should be able to make a very simple move going to the first chicane, carrying more speed due to that DRS. And so now, both almost going side by side as DG8 does get a better traction zone and comes up ahead, but he will be going through the inside of this long winding turn. Those two side by side coming into this very slow right. DG8 not holding onto the position, but very much putting the pressure on the Ferrari. No further move here, as we do see Friskies DNFing, or has he left the session and is now replaced by AI? I am not so sure. But Lil plays now ahead of DG8. This is a fight to see. This is a sight to behold as we watch them go back and forth on each other. I'm faster. No, I'm faster. You suck. You suck. I am better. You love to see it. You love to see these one-on-one battles. Very, very, very much exciting to watch. Riveting, fascinating, interesting, intriguing, attention-grabbing, headline-worthy. Whatever many ways you can go about it, it is amazing to watch. And you know, we are. I've been saying the word blessed, but maybe it is a way of life as it is. We are very blessed to be seeing this kind of action at the moment. How long can they make this back and forth last? Somebody at some point either messes up or just slips away. He just slips away, finds that extra bit of pace to slip away. Nova now in the pits. Yes, he was on those softs. He was going to have to be one of the very first people to pit. Will we see SM Manu also pit? I don't know. How much longer can he make his tires last? He is 10.5 seconds behind Supra ahead of him, who is 40 seconds behind Nova, which may not be quite so accurate because I don't think it really updates when they are in the pit lane. We shall see once he exits. He has already exited, so he is actually, yes, gaining very fast, but, you know, 13-ish seconds behind the person in front. I do wonder if Supra has made it back into the game. I have no idea. But once again, going through these last two turns, they will be lapping the Wizard of Mo this lap. The only question is, nah, bro, you're out. RIP. That sucks. Nobody invites me. Hey, send me a friend request. It's the same as my Steam or as my Twitch. I can add you, and we can see if we can get you back in here. Maybe this is the start of an amazing comeback, Supra. I would love to be a part of that. You know, maybe you can give me your prize money if you get any. We do see some movement in the middle of the field. AOT now ahead of Mikey Tony. Italian. This guy. Some more people pitting. Mikey Tony pitting on 9-lap old tires, hard tires. Very, very confounding to see that. It's very interesting to see that. Oh, and Supra, it may show two different LaFridge gamers. Do the A Super license one. That is the PC one. I think for some reason it separates my EA and my PC Steam account, which I guess makes sense, but you know, it just confuses people. The A Super license one is who to add if you want to, if you are capable. As you are in points position, you will want to be able to hold on to that. DG8 in first place. We continue to see this back and forth handing, baton passing of first place. Really, it might come on a bit of an undercut. You know, they have similar paces. They are good enough to maintain and when the opportunity arises to overtake each other. But maybe all it takes is one person. You know, maybe DG8 hits him with a fake into the pits. I'm gonna undercut you, psych. No, I'm not. Or maybe Lil Plays takes matters into his own hands and pits before him, forces DG8's hand. The thing about that though is you have to pick just the right time. Essentially, pick the lap just before DG8 was thinking of pitting anyways. And you know, I might be wrong, but that to me sounds like the optimal time to do it, because now he's losing time. And yeah, I mean, either way, anything that is taking initiative is a bit of a gamble. And so, you know, you're gambling on yourself. I believe that I can take matters into my own hands and come on the other side of this. So they will not be pitting this lap. Not quite fast enough so far to overtake the Wizard of Mo. It will most likely happen this lap. I said it last time, but hey, an official DNF from Supra. Very unfortunate to see. RIP. Get Daddy Gaben to fix the Steam servers for your location. Do not want to be seeing technical difficulties resulting in DNFs. Looking at the rest of the field, there are a lot of gaps forming. Really, the only other three racers close to each other are Rossum, MFAO, Six Shy, and ESTOC. And even as I say that, actually, Six Shy has now dropped to more than a second almost behind Rossum, MFAO. Rossum. I'm just gonna call him Rossum. Rossum Possum. Isn't he so awesome? Ooh, call me a rapper. Did he just make a move? No, Rossum making a move. No, I don't know. Someone just made a move. I was too busy rapping. Maybe if this Twitch thing doesn't work out, I can become a rapper. Lil Plays is falling behind DG8. Maybe his tire wear control has been a little worse than Lil Plays. When will this Aston Martin cede their position? They've been catching up to him the last couple. Oh, never mind. He will ghost. Okay, very, very interesting. But Lil Plays has gained time with the use of DRS. He had fallen behind, but the DRS has allowed him to catch right back up. And so once again, DG8 will want to outpace him through these corners without DRS enabled. Okay, the Aston Martin finally letting him through. Very, very nice. Commendation worthy. I commend you, Aston Martin, the Wizard of Mo, for that good etiquette, good racing etiquette. We see some moves, actually. Ace Ponage, I don't know if he probably moved down since, you know, it's just those two close to each other. Six Shy almost losing that DRS. If not, he has lost the DRS on ESTOC. It doesn't, yes, he might have. Hard to tell. I don't, yes, they were in that DRS straight. It looks like he did not get the DRS, or maybe he did. I don't know, man. I'm not watching. But speaking of which, Lil Plays has lost the DRS. The detection zone is right there. He is now pitting this. That honestly, that might have been the right call. He did not have DRS, and he was just going to continue to lose time as that straight went on. And so now making the final decision to pit this lap, force DG8 to quite possibly pit next lap. As we will see, Lil Plays going on to softs. He is going for a two-stop strategy. What will DG8 do? He may not be able to see. I don't. Can you see people's tires? I can't remember. I think you can. Yes, you can see people's tires. He may have been able to catch a glimpse of the tires that Lil Plays has chosen. And if he's still in the stream, well, I guess now he knows. He is gathering information from the stream. I don't know. I can see some leagues not allowing that, but I mean that's kind of hard to police. Like I don't know. I doubt that there's any kind of a rule against that, but. As he comes closer to the pits, will DG8 pit as well? Or does he believe he can hold up pace for just a little while longer and commit to the one stop? Because if he can hold a good enough race pace, I think he's pitting. He's been harvesting his battery. I would guess that he's pitting. He is pitting. He is now pitting. What will he switch to as far as tire compound in response to Lil Plays on the softs? Man, I have the hiccups. Ace Ponage has made his way back into the lobby. He is in 9th place with a good buffer zone between him and Milky Tony. DG8 has switched to the hards. He is committing to the one stop. This could pay off massive for him. What will this mean as far as, you know, I don't know. I mean, he is coming out still ahead of Lil Plays. That is amazing. That is perfect for him. Was this calculated? Maybe. I don't know him well enough to know if this was very well calculated, but he is coming out on very cold tires compared to Lil Plays warmed up soft tires. He may struggle to hold position and really battle against Lil Plays to hold him off for as long as possible, but that being his main objective, hold him up for as long as possible. Do not allow him to gain as much time on the fresh soft tires. Right now, sticking with him, forcing a Lil Plays to play defense, slowing him down. I think I already said that, but slowing him down, forcing him to guess what? Slow down. Is further on aiding his race. And so, very, very good situation for DG8. And if at this very moment I had to make a call, I would say even though he's falling out of this DRS zone, he slowed him up enough to quite possibly, if he can maintain good race pace for the rest of this race, I do believe he is a favorite to win at the moment. We do see 6 Shy making a move on the Williams of Rossum, with Lil Plays now setting the fastest lap at a 1:15 flat. Excuse me. 6 Shy will have DRS from AOT, who has pitted. Very nice to see, as he has 2 cars immediately behind him. That is crucial. That has completely mitigated whatever DRS the 3 cars actually behind him could have had from the DRS. And that just bodes extremely well. What he wants to do is on his fresh mediums to outpace the fresh hards of Rossum, EST, and I guess Nova doesn't have fresh hards, but he is still very close behind. Lil Plays almost 2 seconds ahead of DG8. Now, DG8 might be very content, you know, being in clean air, even though he's not really, you know, expecting to gain time on DG8. Driving in this clean air helps his one-stop strategy just that much more. It is very important for him to be able to manage his tires while still keeping up speed to make them last as long as possible and not lose as much time near the tail end of the race. This is just working very much in DG8's favor. Low Plays might be losing out too much time. He needs to gain a bigger lead. Sorry, texting my girlfriend back. Let me tell you, life advice. Oh, my nose itches. You do not want to upset your significant other. You keep your girlfriend, your wife, your significant other, your boyfriend, your husband, your second husband, your third husband, your ex-husband, maybe not your ex-husband. Yeah, maybe don't keep your exes happy. Your situationship, whatever it is, you want to keep them happy, because if they are happy, I would like to think that you are too. But hey, that's just me. That is just me. Right now, really, the only battles going on are 4th, 5th, and 6th place. 3 people fighting it out for 4th position. Oh, my nose. No, there are 4 cars. How did I miss that? Am I bad at counting? It says he's over a second behind. There's 5 cars. Oh, I'm stupid. 6 Shy is the front runner, not Rossum. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my lord. Yeah, we will definitely see EST maintaining good speed coming through these last corners into the DRS zone to then make the simplest overtake of his life. Or maybe not, because yes, it will be, because Rossum is out of DRS range. He will not have DRS. All EST has to do is get up close, slide out from... Ooh, just not enough. May need to do a little better of a job managing that battery to have more for that straight. Man, I cannot shake this itch in my nose. It's not even just one nostril. It is both rosters, as AOT on medium tires sets the new hottest lap at a 1:14.3. That is, what, 7/10 faster than the hottest lap beforehand set by Low Plays on soft tires? I mean, Low Plays did not have DRS. AOT also did not, I don't believe. Wow. Hey, man. Impressive stuff, AOT. Really doing what you can to, I mean, try and catch up to Ace Ponage at the moment, as he tries to even catch up to A. Hansen. Man, this race kind of, maybe not so much coming into a quiet lull, but a lot more calm, a little less wheel-to-wheel action as a DRS train. I think of really just 3 cars now, not even. Yeah, they're all on varying age of tire compounds, or of hard tires actually, is all of them. And so, you know, maybe some of them struggling to hold pace as much as the rest. As A. Hansen does make a move on, ooh, there may have been an incident, for he has ghosted. I don't know, man. Maybe I should have been covering it, but who am I to know the future? How was I to know that there may have been an incident? Hansen really, really low on battery. It looks like he's in, yes, he is in none. He is harvesting for the rest of this sector, it looks like. Very, very wise decision there. Ooh, man. I'm happy I ate when I did because I was starting to feel a headache come on. And I really don't get them often. So I don't exactly have a tolerance to them. They suck. Headaches do suck. Um, let us see. Let us see. Lil Play is still only 3 seconds and is now pitting. I don't know, man. Maybe he felt like he was starting to lose time on those soft tires and is now choosing to pit. He does have a pretty sizable gap between him and 6 Shy behind him. But where I think he may lose those positions to them. They will have to pit though. Maybe. They may not have to. So 6 Shy, or not 6 Shy, Lil Plays may have cost himself several positions near the end of the race. As we see a move by the Aston Martin. Not successful. Oh my god. What are these hiccups? 6 Shy does have a time penalty now. He is over 13 seconds, almost 14 seconds behind for his teammate in the Mercedes DG8. Let us see. EST trying to make a move through the outside of the Williams. Not quite grabbing it. Maybe he does. Wow, these guys that are stuck in these DRS chains are really low on battery. I mean, they are fighting, clawing, biting, scratching at trying to gain positions. I have only just noticed there is only one Sauber racer in the lobby. It seems that we have lost his teammate. I already forgot what his name was. I am sorry. So he will be the Sauber's only hopes of gaining points to carry on their first place, but they may not be able to. Let me take a quick look at overtake. Give me overtake. Struggling to get past Nova. Nova quite possibly holding on to a good amount of battery going into that. Ooh, that was dicey. That was dicey as he runs over, uses the runoff. Oh, that was very dicey between him and Alex Hansen. Rossum now gaining on 6 Shy and EST behind him gaining on him. We are seeing a lot of action through these 3 cars. A lot of positions shifting around through these turns. Let me pull up the constructors' standings because I think the Mercedes, yes, the Mercedes in first place, leading a 1-2 at the moment. That is what you would like to see as a team principal. Oh, never mind. I just got a text from some friends, and they said something. Why is his salmon outside? I don't think I want to know the context. I think I just ignore it and move on. That is none of my business. We are seeing gaps start to form, people falling behind, but again, this long DRS straight. How many more times can I say the words DRS straight? You know what? Let's give it a name. It probably does have a name, but I don't know it. So let's call it el corredor. No, that could be, no, that's not right. That's runner. That's not corridor. El pasillo. That's the aisle or the corridor, the hallway. There we go. Let's call it the hallway. El pasillo is what I'll call it. Yeah. El pasillo really allowing you to kind of fall behind, and as long as you gain that DRS, more than likely you can kind of make up some of that lost time because of how long and straight it is. Get it straight? Okay. Anyways. Oh, man. I think eating all that food has kind of numbed my brain. I am feeling a little sleepy and tired. It doesn't help that I've been pretty sleep deprived for like the past 7 years of my life, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. I don't know what sleep is, man. I don't know, man. Oh! Almost an incident. Very good avoidance from Rossum. Keeping it under control and avoiding any sort of incident. Can he now, you know, he just saved himself. Can he now pass the Sauber of EST? He can. Will we see? Oh, we have lost control, but no incident. EST recovering nicely, but he may be losing out on exit speed to Lil Plays. Can Lil Plays? Nope. He is still behind the Sauber of EST. 6 shy now pitting. Ooh. I don't know. The people up ahead, aside from little plays, do have pretty used tires. 6 shy may be able to make up a lot of those positions he has lost on the fresh tires. We shall see, but he will most definitely be making them last the rest of the race. Right now, the only real battle is for second place as DGA on the meta strategy, a one stop in a 50% race. And there's going to be tracks where that's much harder, like Spain, where there is just so much more tire degradation. As we see EST weaving his way through and forcing his way ahead of Rossum. He has gained a position, and now the Ferrari almost trying to make a move on Rossum. We now see EST, the Sauber, really hustling to carry the Saubers. I don't know. Is this ZLM? I have no idea. I don't want to click off of this action to try to look through the Discord and see what his EA name is, but he has now lost positions. He needs to manage his battery even more, as we do see A. Hansen of the Red Bull now catching up to this group of 3. Where are my frames going? Calm down, game. We now see a group of 4 really tight, really close, battling it out. Coming up on, who are they coming up on? They are coming up on SM Manu. We will see blue flags. And he has ghosted. He has ghosted, but oh man, will we see him, just give them the courtesy of not driving through a ghost? Again, I don't know the specific rules for this league. It appears not, but still, I don't know. Every league does it different. There's no judgment for me. It's just I don't know. I simply don't know. I don't know the rules, so I don't know if it's good etiquette in this league for him to just keep racing, or if it's bad etiquette, whatever. I have no idea. But what I do know is that what's up, Zay2 True. I don't know who you are, man. But what's up? How you doing? What's good? Do you like F1? Because that's what you're watching right now. This is, if you're not aware, if you are not in this race or a follower of this league, this is the Abraxas, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Abraxas Racing Series. Live now. This is the 3rd round of their season at Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona. We have DG8 in first place, who his team, Mercedes, are leading. Shit, I just got the game. I'm trying to learn how to play this game. Well, let me tell you what. This may be a little over your head. These guys are pretty rapid. But to aid you in your journey, I will say, whether you're on controller, whether you're on wheel, whether you're using a Wii remote, I don't care what you're using. What it does do, or what is absolutely necessary to learning how to play this game is time. As is anything else, you need to put in time. I don't care how much natural talent you could possibly possess. You still, everybody has to put in the time to get better. That is a simple fact of life. It is a universal law that everyone has to follow. And so, all I'll say is, best thing you can do, as we see Nova now garner a 3-second time penalty. Best thing you can do is just be patient, give yourself time to get better. Just watch as much content as you can, honestly. I have the telemetry up. You can kind of maybe see what their inputs are. I don't know what assists they're using, but at the very least, just kind of just watch, I think, is the best way to learn something, along with, actually putting in the time yourself and getting that feel. Because I think a lot of what this game is, but I'm Latifi in his prime, though. Guess what? You might be the GOAT of motorsports. You might be the GOAT of F1 if you are as talented as Latifi. All jokes, though. I actually, believe it or not, I am very new to F1. I only started getting into it maybe around Thanksgiving time of last year. And I've just been putting so much time into this game. I like to think I'm pretty fast. I've gotten off of every assist. I just use medium traction control, and that is it. I guess corners only too, but honestly, I stopped paying attention to it once I know the track. I really focus on the track cues, So like here on this first turn, I start my braking right at the 100-meter mark. Just like Lil Plays is doing, use up as much track as you can. I start braking at the 100. if I'm all out pushing, maybe, 80 meters, and then, get down into fourth gear, and then so on and so forth. It's a lot of feel. It's a lot of, high reaction time of mental cues, So it takes time. Regardless, it takes time. And so, just be patient, hang in there. As we do see this game, or not this game, this race kind of come to a lull. The only two racers left kind of within each other, and as soon as I start saying that, he drops away from him, is Rossum and ESTOC. DG8 will very likely be able to make his tires last the entire way. Zaytu True saying, yeah, them corners fuck me up. They fuck everybody up, man. It's not just you. It's just the better you are, the less they fuck you up. You get what I'm saying? But look, it takes time. It takes time. And I will say there is a meta to this game. At least, what most people say is, that oversteering, kind of snappy driving. So, it might help to try to get used to that just because that is kind of the meta. But that does take its own skill. Whatever it be. I'm happy to see you here, happy to see anybody joining the community, and more so, joining my stream. Thank you so much for joining. If you can't tell, I probably, most people were very surprised to hear, is there any way I can join this league? That is not up to me. Believe it or not, this is actually my first time commentating this league specifically, but, I don't know if it's my place to invite you to the Discord, but... I don't know how to handle this. I can, you know what? I'll send you the link to join this Discord. I think I can, I can throw this in the chat. Let me just find a good time to do it. I guess I'll just do it now. Ooh. Abraxas, invite to server, copy link. Go back to my OBS. Paste this in there. Boom, done and done. And then just go see from there. I really don't know how they operate. I really thought I was gonna have today to prepare for this race. This is the most unprofessional commentary that I've done aside from the very first one I ever did, which was maybe like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I thought they raced Thursdays. That was my mistake. I just misread their calendar, and so I came into today unprepared. And you completely missed my life, my near-death experience, actually. Not even... How long ago was it now? 4 hours ago? I almost died. Genuinely, that's not clickbait. I actually almost died. I had to pull a massive... to avoid a car in front of me. Was it my fault? Entirely. 100% it would have been my fault. I was... I'm almost never on my phone while driving, believe it or not. It's ever really, like, super, super quick. Freddy, Lil plays robbed of the win because of Brad's strategy. Is it robbed or is it fumbled? Because as far as I'm aware, you can set your strategy. Now, I might be wrong, but I think, I don't know. If somebody started the race, if somebody readied up too early, then, that is robbed. I would accept that as that is robbery. But if this was the strategy going into it, that's not robbery. DG8 has done a masterclass. He definitely has. I mean, a one-stop is, I said it before, a one-stop is the meta for all 50% races, but just because it's the meta does not make it easy. You have to be good at maintaining tires, maintaining a good race pace, and being able to drive on wasted tires. That is very difficult. And so, if you're capable of doing it, it saves you more time than a two-stop more often than not. As we do see, pretty much everybody likely to finish very, very close to their current positions. I mean, DG8, 12 seconds ahead with 2 laps to go. I mean, what more can anybody else do? EST, at best, can overtake Rossum and get a podium finish. Definitely in sight. He will be hunting like a starving lion. I wouldn't know. I am not from Africa, but I can imagine that a starving lion is very hungry and will hunt very doggedly so. Get it? Because they're cats? Anyways. Yeah, everybody else just too far away to gain any sort of positioning unless somebody messes up. And I will say, I have seen it happen. What league was it? I think it was PTRL at Spain, not this week, but the week before. They were at Spain, I think, at this track. The Berkey, in a kick Sauber, coincidentally, was in third place. Nobody even remotely close behind him. In the last turn, on his 80% wear tires, completely slipped and fell back to like 6th place. Very, very tough to see. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. As Aozi now setting the fastest lap on 2-lap-old softs in 8th place. I'm not sure if this league does a 1 point for the fastest lap. I would believe so, most likely. Again, you know, I apologize for my lack of preparation for this commentary. That is on me, no one else. Moving forward, it should be better. It should be and will be better. I can promise you that. We do have now 1 or 2 more turns. No, they have 2 turns before there's the start of their last lap. Can we see EST make a move through this very, very long straight? This may be his very last opportunity to make a move, and it does not look like he will be able to make it. Rossum maintaining enough speed, enough battery to hold him off. From here on out, it will take almost a miracle for EST to make a move on Rossum. They are on very similar age tires, very likely very similar wear, and so it will come down to pure racing talent, racing skill, race craft, consistency, pace, focus, whatever words you can come up with to describe the skill it will take for EST to make up time on Rossum ahead. That's the word you should use. But we will now be seeing DG8 rounding the last 3 turns to claim his trophy. Back-to-back wins. He missed out on the first week of the season, but he won at Singapore, and he is now in the rain, might I add, and he now wins the Spanish Grand Prix, el Premio Máximo de Barcelona, España. I know you'd like to hear that. That is how the Spaniards would say it. We see low plays in 2nd place. Some of his fans, some of his Glazers in chat saying he got robbed. Hey, if that was his strategy, that's on him. EST finishing in 4th, not too bad. Rossum happy with a podium finish. And then from here on out, there will be quite a large gap between the rest of the field. We will see Alex Hansen come across in 5th, 6 shy in most likely 6th, even with that time penalty. It was a minor. A kick Sauber in 4th. What can I tell you, man? Equal performance cars. It comes down to the skill of the racer, and I guess setups. But hey, Ace Ponage crossing. Oh, Mikey Tony. Okay, never mind. That makes sense. So Mikey Tony will have the last, the singular point, I think, is their scoring system for getting 10th place. The Wizard of Mo, and I already forgot the McLaren's name. I'm sorry, but finishing out, at least he finished. DG8, let me do you one better. I mean, he's Portuguese, but it doesn't matter. You know, vosotros. Esto es para nosotros. Sí. Hit him with a sí. Vamos. DG8 with the win in Spain. What a drive. What a drive. Pulling off the 1 stop when no one else was brave enough to do it. Maybe not skilled enough to do it, but hey, he was the one to do it, and you see the result. A race win at Barcelona. I just said that. I just said you're not Portuguese. Well, I'm talking about Ronaldo. Ronaldo is Portuguese, so, you know, vosotros es para nosotros. You know, come on now. Put 2 and 2 together here, pal. You just won the race. Come on, your brain must be active. Race winner, DG8 for the Mercedes. Aozi fastest lap. Driver of the day, EST. He did make up a million positions, I think. Yeah, he started in 10th to finish in 4th. Looking at the rest of the grid, 3rd to 2nd, 6th to 3rd, 4th to 5th, and now we start to see people who may have dropped positions. Worst of all is Supra with a DNF. He did get disconnected from Steam, rest, and piss. Good luck next week. But thank you so much. That is the end of the Abraxas Racing Series Week 3 at Spain. DGA, if you're still here, I would like to try and grab an interview. I guess I can throw that into the Discord as well. So let me go ahead and just transition over to my interview room. I haven't updated it. This is Canada. I haven't updated it. Great job, man. You're elite. Thank you so much. You know what? You're elite. Great commentary. I'm EST. ZLM. You're ZLM. You are the leader. Were you EST in this race? I would love to get an interview. I think they have one set up in here in a voice chat. Yes, they have an interview room. So I will be in there awaiting you if you're there. Let me see if I can also throw this in here at um EST. Can I do at sour? Is ZLM EST in EA? Oh, he has joined. Let's go. All right. ZLM EST according to EA. Race winner back to back. How do you feel?
Um, but that was quite fun. I'm absolutely sweating after that race. Um,
Sweating because of the temperature or sweating because of the pressure, the stress?
um, to be honest, I mean I've been leading the championship after the first two rounds, and I've never led a championship ever in a league. So I felt like I had a bit of pressure on me to try and maintain the momentum.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Again, you probably heard it a million times. I came in this very unprepared. How many races do you guys have in this season?
um, now it's gonna
Okay, I'm also looking at it. 12. 12 it looks like.
12, yeah.
So, I mean, it's still very early on in the season, but back-to-back wins through the first quarter of the first quarter of the season. I mean, you have to feel amazing. There's no way you
I,
don't feel amazing.
I actually haven't won a race yet.
Have you not? Am I looking at the wrong?
I haven't won.
Hold
That
on.
might be DG. I think it might be DG. I don't know if he's won back-to-back races.
I'm looking at the results. I mean, you can just tell how unprepared I am.
No, it's all
Standings.
right.
Well, this is. Oh, you haven't. You're right. It was Supra and DG. You're 100% right. Yeah, you finished, and it's only one podium. One podium, third place in Bahrain, and the fourth in Singapore, and now a race win.
Got fourth. I ended up getting fourth behind behind the Sam.
Yes, yes, I see that now. Wow. I mean,
It's all right.
regardless, extending your lead. Very amazing.
Yeah, there was
Now,
some brilliant battling going on in that race. The Sam.
the start was riveting. I mean, it was just back and forth across five different drivers. It was a sight to see.
Yeah, it was fun. Like the battles were clean. There wasn't any contact made. Just
Yeah,
fun side by side racing, and that's what you just enjoy
yeah.
in your
No, I love to see it, man. I know racers enjoy clean racing, but watching clean racing is just that much more satisfying.
Yeah, it was. I didn't think I was going to. From P10, I had I ruined my lap in qualifying on the softs. So I
Yeah.
thought, oh, it's going to be one of those like the sprint race again,
Mhm.
which I finished P6 in that one. So I got more points there as well.
Mhm.
But
Now, what was your tire wear on your mediums? Because you were out there for quite a while. I think it was what, like 13, 14 laps almost on the mediums.
I actually went one more lap than I was supposed to.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna just have a look now. I think they were definitely in the 70s. Just gonna
That sounds about right.
didn't feel too bad though, to be fair. I was able to like keep the speed with the right hand side of the
Yeah.
tires
Yep.
because they didn't wear as much.
Yep. Yep. As is in Spain. Yep.
Just gonna I pit lap 15 actually, so
That's
I
even
went
more
two laps
impressive.
more.
That's almost 50% on mediums at Spain.
Sam did the same thing as well, so it's
Did he
applauded
really?
to him
Okay.
as
I must
well.
have missed that.
We pit on the same lap.
Okay. Yep. Yep. And do you have any word on where your teammate was? Was this a known thing that he wasn't going to be there?
I didn't have a clue. I mean, I just knew that something happened in the sprint, and then he just couldn't be bothered. I don't think to
Hmm.
race. So
Okay.
yeah, just having to get the points for the team myself. But
Yep. Yep.
should have my teammate back again, Iceman. He should be back. I hope
Yep.
hopefully
Yep.
next week.
I hope so too for your sake. And then I guess one more question to wrap it up. I don't want to keep you up too late. I know you guys are 5 hours ahead, so um, do you think with your strong performances moving forward, if you can keep them up, and a little bit of help from Iceman, your teammate, do you think you can catch up to the Mercedes in the constructors, or is that just kind of if it happens, it happens?
I mean, I don't see why not. Iceman's got good pace. I mean, he finished fourth in Bahrain
Mhm.
when I was just a reserve driver, so I didn't actually get assigned to a team. So I've
Mhm.
only just this is my first race with Sauber. There's two races with a reserve for any team.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, was leading the championship as a reserve driver. So
It's not even the first time I've seen that. In a different league, I've seen a reserve come in, win his first race, and then get second in his next race, and then immediately get signed to a team. I mean, it just happens sometimes, you know.
yeah, I really wanted that podium because I think I deserved it. But
Yeah.
Rassam just had more battery on the straight. I was trying to keep like 40-50%,
Mhm.
but because of the dirty air coming through them fast corners
Yeah.
to go onto the straight, I was just 5-6 tenths, and I was just too far
Yep.
behind.
Yep. Yep. Well, it was an amazing race. You pulled off what is, it's a meta strategy, but it doesn't make it easy. So, you
Yeah,
know.
the hards were brilliant. The tie wear
Mhm.
on the front right and back left were like 30%, I think, at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
They
it
were
definitely helped to last so long on the mediums.
oh yeah, definitely. I think, I could have gone probably another 5-6 laps on them hards, maybe even more. They just felt like I did get the orange icon, but that was only because I
Mhm.
was pushing
Mhm.
towards the end to try and get with Sam.
Yep. Well, I hope you can keep up this pace. You guys now have me as a commentator for better or for worse, and so you'll be
Well,
hearing a
you
lot
are
more
a
of
good
me.
you are a good commentator. It was quite funny to you were having a bit of comedy in there. It was quite fun.
Look, man, I am quite unapologetically myself, As much as this is a
Yeah,
commentary for Formula One, at the same time, I'm hoping to maybe grow this for myself, and so, I gotta let my personality through.
exactly. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing because it was fun to listen to while I was sweating trying to pass for Sam the last like 5-6 laps.
Well, in that case, I'll be expecting a small portion of your prize money, finding its way into my accounts.
Yeah, I think
Well,
Azerbaijan's next, and I'm on a controller, you see, so I get force feedback issues on that track. So
you're
I
on
don't
a
think I'll be having.
controller?
Yeah,
Shame on the rest of the grid. What are they doing? I'm just
I've
kidding. I'm
been
just
racing
kidding,
on
grid.
controller for years. I only started doing league racing like just
Uh-huh.
like November 2023. So it's just been over the sorry 2024. Sorry, so it's
Hmm.
been just over a year league
That is
racing.
that is so impressive. That is insanely
Uh,
impressive
but
to me.
I don't know where the pace has come from for this season in just multiple leagues.
Hmm.
Random pace. No
This.
league racing, line racing. It's just all, I'm not getting wins, but I'm up there with the front runners. And
Hmm.
I'm happy with the results, even though I wanted the podium there. It was still a hard fought race. The one stop, it was always the plan anyway, that race. But
Hmm.
I'm kind of got that result before Azerbaijan
Hmm.
because I do think that I'm not going to do well because I keep having force feedback issues on that track on a controller. I don't know why. Just out. So yeah, I I got them three out the way, and then have Azerbaijan as a rip off race, and then move on to the next one. Then, which is after that in China, which is not too bad. Been doing a bit better on that track as well. So yeah,
Well,
start of the season. Hopefully,
I
it can continue out.
I think you can. I believe in you. I mean, you're leading, so there's gonna be pressure from both sides. You know, maintain the lead, and at the same time, you know, a little bit of pressure let off because you are gaining, right? You're gaining points on the field, and so I wish you the
Yeah,
best of luck. I only just realized I'm kind of an idiot. You're not DG8. In my mind, I had you confused because you are the leader, but you didn't win this race. I'm just an idiot, but
it's
it
fine.
it made its way through into my head. Eventually, but still a very good race from you.
Yeah, that's fine. It's it's I was still happy with the race, and I think DG did a great job as well
Hmm.
winning that race. So that's on the win for him, and you know, and the podium places as well.
All right. Well, I'll let you go, man. I'll see if I can get is it Derek? Is he DG?
Derek, yeah,
Okay, okay. So I'll see if he's still on. Um I don't know. But, thank you so much for hopping in here even though it was a little mistakenly, but it's still very nice to get to talk to the championship leader. Um
yeah, that's fine. I'm always like that anyway. So it's always nice to talk about my race, even if it's a bad one or it's a good one. So
yep. Well, I appreciate it, man. I'll see you next week.
yes, so and keep up the comedy commentary because it's brilliant.
All right. Well, you keep up the pace. And we'll
I
keep up
will.
our
As
our
long
good
as you
work.
do that, I'll keep up the pace.
I'll do my best just for you, man. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you
No
next week.
worries. See you next week.
All right. You see that stream? I'm kind of a fucking idiot. DG8. ZLM. Those aren't even remotely alike, but hey, you know what it is? A happy accident because it turns out that DG8 Derek cannot hop in for an interview anyways. And so that shall be it for now. Again, I'm sorry for the lack of preparation. That is completely on me. I should have realized that I had the days wrong and then this and that. I shouldn't have almost killed myself earlier today. It's been a day, but at the very least, I'm happy to have been able to entertain you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me, the race, your evening outside of that. Have a great one. I've been the Fridge Gamer, Live Fridge Gamer on Twitch. Um, while you're here, go ahead and check some of my VODs. I'm working on getting a YouTube channel so that I can put the VODs there. I love you, man. I wish I could say the same. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love you too. I love you too. I love all the fans. But yeah, go ahead and check some of my other stuff, preferably my POV race. If you skip to about 101, so an hour and a minute in, maybe a little less, you see where I start peaking just before an absolutely horrifying occurrence. I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but if you start watching at the 1 hour, 1 minute mark and watch for a few couple of laps, you'll see what this commentator is capable of doing in a race in both good ways and bad ways. And so to wrap it up, I need to get ready for bed, maybe do a little bit of F1 practice, but I've been the Fridge Gamer. You've been awesome. I hope I have been, and Abraxas Racing Series has been awesome as well. You know, I will see you my next stream, which should be this Saturday. I shall be racing this Saturday, I do believe. So hope to see you there. If not, whatever other streams you join. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.